So as you guys saw, we got our ice, but I do need to pick a flavor now. I usually use this one. It's energy. Peach mango. It has caffeine, essentially. But I've already had caffeine today, so I'm going to pick a different flavor. They have all these different kinds. This is a Ninja Thirsty, by the way, but they have Splash, Vitamins, Hydrate, and Energy. So I think I'm going to pick one that's vitamins. I haven't even opened some of these, though. Should I? This one, JK, if I can get it out, was obviously the energy one, but it actually has Diet Pepsi from the SodaStream in here. We have this coconut pineapple one, which does not sound very appealing to me. Really, like, I don't think I want to drink that in a water. We have this orange tangerine one, which I think I'm going to go with. We also have triple berry. This one's pretty good. It's a hydrate one. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. There we go. Triple berry. I haven't had this one. It's watermelon lime. And then I'll just show you the rest like this. We have lime, strawberry, kiwi, lemon, raspberry, dragon fruit, mango, peach, and lemonade. I don't really know what the difference between these two are. This one's vitamins and this one's Splash, I believe. So it's just flavoring. Yeah, and then it doesn't have any sweetener or anything. These other kinds are sweetened though, but no sugar. So, oh, I actually need to get one of these. I'm gonna go with the orange one. For starters, I hope this lighting is okay. I'm not going to change it because this corner of my room doesn't have any source of light. So I have a reading lamp facing me, and I do have a candle warmer here that pretty much serves as a light, but it's also yellow and it's hot and I'm wearing a sweater and I don't feel like changing, so I'm not turning it on. In today's video, it's going to be a week in my life, but also kind of a bit of a reading vlog and a bit of a life update video. A little bit of everything, kind of, because I haven't posted in months and months and months. So, as you just saw, I reorganized my room a little bit, and actually I rearranged some of my room a few days ago. It's much better now, and I've been kind of decorating my room every little while because I want it to feel cozy and comfortable for this winter and fall, because I am starting 4 classes and all of my classes are online, and generally I like to go out to coffee shops to do my studying and stuff, but it's expensive to go out all the time. Gas and drinks and food are expensive. So I decided to make my room as cozy as I can so that I still feel productive and motivated to do my schoolwork at home. So the other day, I didn't record it because it's not this week, but I went to HomeSense and I was looking specifically for these cups. Hang on, let me try some. Yep. I was looking specifically for those exact cups, and I found some that were super, super cute. They were the exact same. I think they may have been slightly bigger, but they were like ball. They had Some of them had little ghosts on them. Some of them had little cats, black cats with pumpkins and stuff. And I thought that those were super cute, but they were $8.99 each, which was not the most expensive thing. But then I found a 4-pack of these plain ones for $14.99. And I can use them all year round because they're not for one specific season. So I did that. So I got new CO2 for my Ninja Thirsty. And so now I can have cute fun drinks at home. And of course I can also make coffee or matcha and stuff at home as well. I would rather drink flavored water than those things every day. That's not necessarily true. I'd rather drink flavored water than the matcha I would make at home because it's not very good matcha. I think that the powder is different in some way that doesn't taste as good as the ones at coffee shops. What a surprise. But anyway, I have done all of the things that I need to do today except my schoolwork. And I need to put my laundry away, but I love doing laundry, so I can do that really whenever. If I need a break from my schoolwork, I will probably do my laundry and listen to my book or watch some YouTube or something. But right now, I have to kind of keep an ear open because my dog is outside. She wants to be outside, but it is so hot out today. And she's sitting out there in the shade, and I give her water and stuff, but I have to listen to see if she barks to come inside, and I have to keep checking on her because it's too hot really for her to be out there. She doesn't want to come in, so yeah. I'm going to do some schoolwork. I'm in one class right now, and then I start another one on Tuesday. Today's Sunday. So I would like to finish the assignment that I'm doing right now before Tuesday, because then I still have one more assignment for this class, and then I'll do whatever work I'm given for my new class. And hopefully it's not too much, because I do also work 3 days this week. But that's pretty much all I have to say in this moment. I don't really have any other plans for the rest of the day. As you saw, I went for a walk with my friend this morning. It was so hot out. We left around 8:40 this morning, and I got back home around 11:30-ish. So about 2 hours, and it was really hot. But after I finish my schoolwork, or I get a good chunk of it done, I would like to start my paint by numbers. I don't know if you guys know, but I love paint by numbers. I have 4 up. I don't know if you can see this one, but I have 4 up in my room right now and a whole bunch in my mom's craft room. And I have one new one that I would like to put on this wall. I would like to start working on it because it's one of the most difficult ones you can get. It's right behind me so I can show you. You can't really see obviously, but it has 2,555 numbers, 55 numbered sections, which the most numbered sections is how it increases in difficulty. I would like to start that, and I would like to read. We'll talk about books later, actually. I'm going to go check on my dog, and then I am going to do some schoolwork. To not be doing I'm throwing in the towel. The hardest part of getting clean are all the damn apologies, paying tolls on bridges that I've burned. Today, so I'm glad the gym was open. They were open at 7 and they usually open at 6, but that's okay. We're done the workout, so I can sit on my butt for the rest of the day, and I will in fact do that. But the plans for today, there's a really old car behind me. Oh, not anymore. Plans for today, I'm gonna go home, have a yop, and I might take my dog for a walk. It depends on how hot it is, because I am in fact wearing sweatpants and a sweater. But I'm already super sweaty, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, but just a short walk. Yeah, maybe I will do that while I drink my yop. I think that's a good idea. So that's the plan as of right now, and then I'm going to shower and get ready like for the day, kind of. I don't have to go anywhere, but I do want to go to Popeye's Supplements. I'm gonna hit that pothole. I want to go to Popeye's Supplements because I need pre-workout. I've been using, what have I been using as pre-workout? I've been using my dad's pre-workout, but it's not very good. We both don't think that it actually gives us energy. A full scoop is 300 milligrams of caffeine, which I feel like is a lot for 6 in the morning. So I usually don't take a full scoop. I usually take about 3/4 of a scoop, which it's still a lot, I realize. But it just doesn't seem to actually do anything. And it's the type of pre-workout. Sorry about my turn signal. Okay. Sorry about the turn also. It's the type of pre-workout that doesn't have the chemical that makes you tingly and itchy and stuff, and I think that I need that. As much as it bothers me being itchy while I'm working out, it really does make me feel like ready to work out. And I did a good workout today. Like, I still pushed myself and did as much weight as I would have with pre-workout. I was just like procrastinating between sets, which is okay. We all have those days. Trying to turn slow. Okay. It does not help. Anyway, I want to go to Popeye's Supplements if they're open, so I'm going to call. It says that they open at 9, but the holiday might affect their hours, so I'm going to call them and see if they're open and see if they have any deals. I'm just going to turn my turn signal off. Hold up. I'm going to see if they have any. Sometimes they have buy one get ones, or like buy one get one 50% off for pre-workout, and then me and my brother would have it. So I'm gonna try to see if they have that. Hopefully they're open. Not that I really should be spending my money on that, but okay. After I do all of these things, I'm going to do schoolwork. I'm going to finish my assignment today. I hope that wasn't annoying the entire time, because I didn't even need it on. I'm going to attempt to finish my assignment today. It's pretty much done. I need to add the page numbers, and I know how to add page numbers in Word, but I need to have like like, I need to have Roman numerals for the front matter, and then the rest of it needs to be regular numbers. What is it called? Arabic numbers? I think that's what it's called. Like, numbers are called Arabic numbers. I don't know why, because it's not Arabic. Anyway, I don't know how to make it have 2 different kinds of page numbers, but I need to figure that out for my table of contents. And then I'm pretty much done, which is great because I start my new class tomorrow. And I do have one other assignment for the class that I'm currently in, but I genuinely don't think it's going to be that difficult. I have to record myself presenting my report that I've been writing, and it can't be that hard, so I'm not too worried about that. So I do want to be able to focus on my new class tomorrow. Not that I think that I'll have a lot of work tomorrow anyway. And then, as you saw, I did some paint by numbers last night, and I would like to do more, because if you've ever done the paint by numbers, you'll know they have the little strips of the, like, tiny containers of all of them, and the first strip is all a variation of white. Some of them are creamy, some of them are grayish, but it's still boring and not very exciting when you're painting white on white. But the second strip has yellows and stuff, so I would like to do that. Also, I get my paint by numbers from Michaels, and they recently remodeled them, is what I'm going to call it. I guess it's like rebranding, I think would be the better way to say it, because the packaging is different, and the old ones used to say level of difficulty, and it would be beginner, intermediate, or difficult, and now it doesn't actually say the level of difficulty, it just tells you how many numbered sections there are, and the more numbered sections, the harder it is, which is good. But this one that I'm doing now is the first one that I've gotten that is one of the new ones, and the paints were in a vacuum sealed bag, so I really hope that prevents the paints from drying out, because sometimes I'll get my paint by numbers and I open the paint and it's dry, and then, like, completely dry, and I can't use it. It's hard as a rock. If you know ways to fix that, I could probably just Google it, but I've tried adding water, and I really don't know what else you would do, because even at the bottom, like, I could take the whole paint brick out of the container and all of it would be dry. So I really hope that my paints aren't dry. So far, I've done the first 2. They're not dry, so that is an accomplishment. Yep. Are you guys ready to talk about books? That's probably why you're watching this YouTube channel, actually. Anyway, I don't need this. Score! I am currently reading 2 physical books and listening to an audiobook. Let's talk about the audiobook first. It is Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King and Owen King. I'm almost 50% through it. It is about this sort of sickness that only affects women and girls all over the world, and essentially when they fall asleep, which is inevitable, they can't wake up, and they get these weird stringy things all over their faces, and there's moths all over them and stuff. I'm enjoying it so far. I've listened to a lot of Stephen King books, and they're pretty good. This one, I like the narrator of this one better than I have lots of his other books, because the reader is actually showing emotion and not just telling us what they're reading, you know? But I don't really have any strong opinions about it so far. There are lots of layers to it though, which I do enjoy. Then, I am also physically reading Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I don't have the dust jacket on it because, but I love this cover. This key is almost the exact same as the necklace I wear, which is strange. I know that lots of people do not like the Inheritance Games trilogy or the books that come after, but I am absolutely obsessed with them. I love them. These series, I don't think all of the books were 5 stars, but the series, the trilogy itself are 5 stars, and I rated the Brothers Hawthorne 5 stars. And I think The Grandest Game too. It was at least 4 stars. And so the next book recently came out, which is Glorious Rivals. And technically that is the sequel to The Brothers Hawthorne. But I owned this book already. And I'm sorry, I'm looking up there because I can see my books in the mirror. I'm reading this book so that I can read Glorious Rivals, but I don't even really have to. I'm on page 130 of Games Untold, and so far I'm enjoying it. There's multiple different stories in this book, so it's not just one plot line following the same characters. I'm currently on the second story, which is the same backwards as forwards, or it might be the same forwards as backwards. The same backward as forward is what the story is called, and that's actually a book. There's a book that Jennifer Lynn Barnes is writing that comes out in November called The Same Backward as Forward. So I'm excited. If I'm remembering this correctly, I think that Hannah's the girl's name, and it's either one of the Hawthorne siblings. No, it's not. It's Avery's mom. I'm almost 100% sure that it's Avery's mom's POV, and I'm really liking it so far. And I didn't realize that it was her POV until 3 chapters into her, or I didn't realize Hannah was Avery's mom until a few chapters into the story. But I'm really, really liking it so far. I have no complaints whatsoever. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing so much. Last but not least, A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I've never seen the show. None of it. Not even little snippets of it. And the only reason that I picked this series up is because I heard someone at my work talking about how much they liked the last season of the show. So I picked up this 800-page book, and I bought the next 4 books in the series. All in the same day. Don't ask me where that came from. Although these books are super cheap. $13.50 for an 800-page book. Yep. And they came out with these new covers that are very, I don't know if pretty is the right word, but they're very aesthetic, and I like them. I'm on page 226, and so far, I like it. There isn't really anything to dislike for this genre, although I will say, let me just think on this thought for a second. How is this fantasy? Maybe it's not. No, it says fantasy right here. Pretty much. I don't know. There's nothing. It's more of a drama/action book right now. We're seeing a lot of family connections and fights, definitely, but there's nothing in the book so far that has been magical or in any way makes this book unreal. It could really be a dystopian book or general fiction, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I'm a quarter of the way through the book. Yep, a quarter of the way through the book. So, you know, but there's so many POVs in this book, and I actually, when I was first reading it, I made a family chart to try to remember who everyone is and how they're connected and who's alive and dead and stuff. And there actually is that. At the very back of the book, there's an appendix, which does in fact tell you who all the people are. So that actually made my life a whole lot easier. But I'm not actually having the hardest time following it. It's just that the chapters are kind of long sometimes, and the pages, they're just so... It's hard to read because the font is small, the book is small, and it's a chunk of a book. I haven't got to the Game of Thrones because I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of game or trials or competition to get the throne, unless it's not like somebody is making this game for people to compete to get the throne to become king or queen or whatever. That's like the only thing. I don't really know if there is. At the very bottom of this blurb on the back, it says, each endeavors to win that deadliest of conflicts, the Game of Thrones. So that wording makes me feel like there will in fact be a Game of Thrones eventually. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to get into some fighting. Right now, of course the air conditioner just turned on. Right now, I'm seeing a little bit of... I feel like we're getting there because Jon Snow is teaching some of the guys he's with on the wall how to fight. I think it's called the Wall. It's like they're guarding the city, pretty much. He's teaching them how to use a sword better because they were not raised in families that came from wealth or skill in that sense. And I'm enjoying it. There aren't really any points of view that I don't like, except Ed Stark, because he's kind of boring. And in the book, like, his name is Eddard. Like, what is that name? His point of view, so far at least, I've only had 1 or 2 chapters in his point of view. It's just kind of boring and very full of politics. Not that the other points of view aren't, but it's a more mundane type of politics than other POVs where we're seeing kind of the back and forth and the fighting. But that being said, I'm not so excited to pick this book up. I'm excited for the fact that I'm reading A Game of Thrones because I want to know what it's about, you know? And I will obviously I'll watch the series after the books, but I don't know if book 1 follows series 1 or season 1 and book 2 season 2. So I'm just going to read all of them and then watch the show. But that's what's going on right now. Yeah. So that's really all I have to say. I haven't been reading as much as I would like to, but I have been reading before I go to bed instead of watching YouTube recently, which is good. So that's kind of how my reading is going. And hopefully today I will get some reading done of Game of Thrones, because I did read a lot of Untold Games. Is that what it's called? Games Untold. Yep. This morning I read an hour of that. So that's all I got. I am going to do some schoolwork now. Popeye Supplements is not open, so I have no reason to leave my house for the rest of the day. And that's all I got. So I'll talk to you in a little bit if I have any updates. I am going to do my first taste test of the watermelon lime flavor. I don't really like watermelon flavored things usually, but I do like lime. And it's so pretty because yesterday mine was clear, even though it was orange flavor. Anyway. It tastes like watermelon flavoring, but it's not very bad at all. I don't taste any lime though. I'm not disappointed. But I realized yesterday I was keeping it here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right by my heat lamp for my candles, a candle warmer. So let's not keep it there maybe because, oh, but I will be keeping it right here. It's time to do some schoolwork and be productive. I don't actually have a lot of schoolwork that I need to do. I just need to review and edit my report that I wrote and finish my table of contents and figure out my page numbers thing and then submit my report. But I think I'm going to do this stuff, like finish everything and then take a break and come back to it later today, review and edit it one more time, and then I'll submit it. Probably have my mom look at it as well because I do want to get a good grade on it. Considering how much time it has taken me, I want it to be worth my while. To show you guys my Notion. I just looked at my new course schedule and stuff. So I'm going to put all of my assignments into my Notion, etc. And I decided I would show you guys this. This is the first time I've ever screen recorded my laptop, so if it's not the best, I apologize. This is what my homepage looks like. I will put the link in the description. I watched a YouTube video for how to make this academic planner layout for Notion, which you can also purchase, but I decided to just make it. This is just the homepage. I've got a little Pomodoro thing here. Is that how you say it? I couldn't tell you. This is kind of just this tasks thing, I actually realized, isn't linked to anything, so it's not really doing anything. And then I just have my assignments here, a calendar view of them. So let's go to my course planner. These are all of my classes, the ones I've completed, haven't completed, etc. So we can put this one, this is the one I just started, in progress, because we are in progress. I wish that sorting them, I wish I could sort them in the status that I want, because I want them in progress. not started then completed, but that's not really an option. I don't think, at least. So that's what that is. This is kind of just a different layout of them. And then my current classes. This I think is my cutest one because I actually did make covers for all of my classes, but I didn't realize at the time that I couldn't see those covers on my main page. So, or like it just doesn't work in the layout that I have. Anyway, then I have this assessment section which just shows all of my assignments and stuff. So these are my assignments, and then by course, I only have had one course happening though, so there's that, and then again the calendar. So what I'm going to do now is add all of my assignments and stuff into here. Hi! So it's actually Friday. I did not record anything yesterday because I literally worked and slept. But it's Friday. I'm home from work and I'm going to a concert later. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit while I get ready for the concert. I'm gonna put like mascara on and put my hair up, I think. Today I installed an air conditioner and we did a no heat call to have it. I also remembered on my way home from work that I started a new class today online, so I do need to check that out right after I'm done putting makeup on and stuff. That was a lot of blush. Oh, this is the Milk Makeup Cream Blush. I think it's called Quirk. It's a lip and cheek actually, but I've never used it on my lips. I don't put anything other than chapstick on my lips. Occasionally lip oil, but not really ever. This is like my struggle because I don't know what to talk about. We could talk about books, I suppose. So, as you know, I am listening to Sleeping Beauties and physically reading Games Untold and Game of Thrones. So, Sleeping Beauties, I am almost done. I think it said 2 hours left in the audiobook, but I listened to it on, I think it's at 1.5 speed right now. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day I will finish it. Maybe tomorrow if I do some of my paint by numbers, or if I go to the gym. Sometimes I listen to my audiobook at the gym, or if I walk on the treadmill or something. I'm enjoying it. I'm not super excited about it. There isn't anything that I dislike about it. I think it's a super interesting story. And I don't know how he is coming up with these things. But I also wonder what part Owen King had in it. Because Owen King is obviously Stephen King's son. I think that I'm assuming that. But technically it could be his brother or something. Or his dad even. But I don't think so. I think it's his son. The highlighter that I use is this NYX Wonder Stick. It has contour and highlighter. It's called Universal Light. I like it. It was super cheap. And I've had it for a while now. And then the mascara that I use is the Ilia After Midnight Limitless Lash Mascara. I love this stuff. I had this because I got one for free for my birthday package at Sephora. And I absolutely loved it, but I'm pretty sure that I'm allergic to the whatever formula it is. because it makes my eyes very irritated. But I ran out, so I actually bought it for once. After years and years and years. Hang on, I'm gonna get real up close and personal. It's not a super fancy concert I'm going to. It's called Dad Stock, and it's a cover band, so I'm wearing a concert t-shirt and jeans. Hi. So it's Sunday, and I'm not vlogging today, but I didn't do an outro for the video, so here I am. Usually I wouldn't bother, but I did want to talk about Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King because I finished it yesterday or the day before. For starters, it's not a horror, and it's not really even a thriller. It's more fantasy. I've never gone into a Stephen King book knowing what it was, knowing what the plot was, at least. I went into Billy Summers thinking that it was a thriller, and it is, kind of. But I had no idea what this book was going to be. But I didn't know that Stephen King wrote anything other than horrors and thrillers. But I would not categorize Sleeping Beauties as horror or thriller. I don't know if it is categorized by that. But it was really good. I don't know if I explained the plot already, but the plot of the book is all of a sudden, women around the world start falling asleep, and they're not able to wake up. Or they're not waking up, at least. And so they just sleep and sleep and sleep for days and days. And then they get this weird silky stuff all over them, and there's moths in the vicinity. And the plot kind of just follows that, and the women who are still awake trying not to fall asleep. In certain ways, we see women the book really is about men and women. Obviously, the plot surrounds women falling asleep, but because women are falling asleep, lots of what we're seeing is the men and how they are coping and dealing with the situation, and it's very interesting. And it's definitely covers some ethical issues in the world. It kind of talks about, it doesn't say boys will be boys, but it talks about things like that saying, which is interesting to read about in a fiction story rather than a non-fiction. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't very exciting, and I forgot to record for most of the week, but this is what my week is looking like. This is what my life is looking like at the moment. I will be posting videos every Sunday. If you guys have any video or book recommendations, please leave them in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye!